Child, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Ding dong, the witch ain't dead. Child, I heard somebody down here on the streets was wishing death on the lady. But I just had to come through and let you hear my voice so that you could be madder today than you was yesterday, because the devil didn't win. I'm still alive. It's a whole nother day. Guess you ain't got no powers after all, huh? Yes, God, baby. People will kill you with that foolery, fuckery, and ridiculousness. Ain't that what it is? Ridiculous? Whatever, bitch. Anyhow, child, you know what I mean. I'm back here again once more to talk about this American Horror Story. 1984 is what they calling it down there on the FX channel. Child, let me tell you something. I tried last night. I really did. I tried to watch that doggone show last night. But y'all, as much as I stay prayed up, I still be getting disturbed in my spirit about some of the stuff that go on down to the American Horror Story. Hence why I do the reviews the day after. Because sometimes I got to look at it the day after. You feel me? But anyway, I had a couple of minutes on the lunch, so I decided to come through and first of all, let the devil know he ain't win. He ain't got no power over me, because I'm still alive, honey, and I got many more days to come. But I also want to come and talk to y'all about this American Horror Story, because it really had me shook in my spirit last night. Child, ain't nobody who the hell they say they is on this show. You hear me? But anyway, let's talk about it, family. We back where we dropped off at. I'm sorry. This is American Horror Story 1984, Season 9, Episode 3, entitled Slashdance. Okay? So we back where we dropped off at. Richard, a.k.a. the Night Stalker, banging at the cabin door where Ray, Brooke, and Chet and Rita, Ed, talking about killing them. Then he started busting windows out, and Rita said, "That ain't no Mr. Jingles, that's a psycho." Rita finds her keys and hands them to Brooke and suggests they leave all together because the four of them, they can protect each other. Well, of course, that scare-ass Ray said they need to split up, and the best he can do is probably kill one of them. Then he said he could even outrun at least two of them. They confused because it seems he committed to the coward thing. Brooke said they not dying there, so he said that, they need to still split up, okay, and meet up in the parking lot. And he started heading toward the door. Richard finally bust in, and Ray just standing there. Rita said, like he said, three lucky people, and they head out the other door, leaving him there, while he stuck with fear, just standing there looking crazy. Richard started slashing Ray's ass, knocks him down to the ground, just tearing him up with that blade. Chet felt some kind of way. He ended up going back, busting Richard upside the head to get him up off of Ray a few minutes, and grab Ray, and they head out the side door. Now, personally, family, I would have left his ass right there because he was ready to do it to them. Now, in another cabin, it's banging on the door, and Xavier say that's his karma, and there ain't nothing they can do to stop it. Then Trevor and Montana notices that the noise stopped, and they trying to see if Mr. Jingles done left the scene, when somebody threw something in through the window on fire. Trevor there stomping it out, and child realized that it's flaming shit, literally. He opens the door, and it's three teenagers with Mr. Jingles' mask on, laughing their asses off at them. One said that he was preparing that shit for 3 weeks and was, in his words, it was totally worth it, okay? They tell him that every anniversary of the murders, the kids do this. They pull pranks and scare people. Then they all begin to hear keys and see Mr. Jingle come up. Now, the clueless teen, not realizing that this is the real Mr. Jingles, tells him that he late, he missed it. He think it's one of his comrades, child. They scared, and what does Mr. Jingles do? Stab the hell out of him in the stomach, and then slashes his throat. Xavier say that's the real Mr. Jingles. So Trevor, Montana, and Xavier run off for the parking lot while Mr. Jingles kill another one of those teens and cuts his ear off. At that point, it was 7:30 in the morning. Girl, I was like, bitch, I'm scared already. Again, this is why I do these reviews the morning after. No ma'am and no sir, Jeremy. I ain't gonna never watch this at night and try to do it at night. Child, I be up in here petrified. Now, it's Rita, Brooke, and Chad and Ray running together, right? Chad and Ray fall into a ditch or something. Rita says they know where to meet us at, so let's just keep going. Child, they done fell into a ditch filled with spikes, and one of the spikes then went through Chet's shoulder as he fell. So he is screaming out in pain. While it's a fat kid pissing, Mr. Jingle comes up, the real one. He says he's thinking it's his friends, so he's talking to him like that's his homeboys. He said, I know y'all didn't want me to come, but my mom paid y'all. He went on to say that he likes wearing the mask. He feels important, one of the most ruthless killers of all time, and he begs for them to let him just be important just that one night. Child, the baby got asthma and everything. They pulled out the pump and pumped it real quick, and surprisingly, Mr. Jingles didn't kill him. He just let him go. Now, Ray has to lift Chet off that pole. Of course, he's screaming out in pain. Ray warns him if they pull him off all at once, that he could blade out. Chet says that they used to make ditches like this to keep the folks that where the folks back during the Vietnam era, they would build those type of ditches and put the spikes in there to kill the Viet Cong that was trying to come upon them suddenly and attack them. And he feel like Mr. Jingles built that because Mr. Jingles was in the war. Now, Brooke and Rita in the parking lot, right? Rita smoking and they waiting on the rest when Brooke suggested that maybe they just need to go and get help. Rita said and haul on your and bail on your friends. They wouldn't do that. Do you like that, girl? Brooke said it's not bailing, but if the highway is not far away, maybe they could get the police to come back with them. So Rita gave her the keys, and Brooke thought that was cool. She said she'd be back. She wanted to go. She wanted to wait. So Brooke goes to get in the car. Rita stabs her with a damn syringe, and Brooke looking shocked. Rita says she's going to make it all better as Brooke passes out. Then we get some of Rita's backstory, child. We see her being interviewed by Dr. Hobble, old girl from the psych ward that they killed immediately. She's saying that she put in the work. She was calling off the schools, Dartmouth and Penn. And she said that Donna Chambers, a.k.a. the Rita we know, looked well rested for someone working on their doctorate. But says coming here was probably a lost cause because Benjamin Richter hasn't spoken to anyone in all the years he's been there. Then we go back 1 week to the meeting, the interview, and the doctor said he hasn't spoken in years, and we found out old nurse Rita, better known as Donna, is working on her thesis, and she got this fascination with serial killers. That's what she's basing her thesis upon. So she wants to talk to Benjamin Richter, a.k.a. Mr. Jingles. Donna, because I'm going to call Rita Donna, feels the doctor lady wrong. Some people don't choose evil. And she was able to get confessions for two murders from Ted Bundy. She said the feds wanted to keep it on the low. That's why she never heard about it. But she went on to tell her, Dr. Hobble, that she can talk to them all. Gacy, the freeway killer, the trash bag killer, Richard Hansen, all of them kept their mouths closed till Donna Chambers comes and opens them. She said, old girl been dedicated to this for over 10 years and asked if she really wanted to die and go to her grave not knowing what makes him tick. So I guess Dr. Hobble felt like she wanted to know too. She has been working a long time. So she tells her that, I'm going to let you go in there and talk to him. Now he going to be restrained. So we see her and this other guy go inside, and he cuts the recorder on, say he got to record their conversation. But he'll be right outside the door if she need anything. She said Dr. Hobble, and she goes up and tells Benjamin, Dr. Hobble, and she thinks that he's evil and that he was born to kill, but she doesn't believe that. She turned the recorder off and said that she aware he was in the military sent to the jungle to kill, but asked before that, did you ever hurt or kill anybody? She said she'd been studying serial killers for 5 years, since the mid-70s, and it's been increased. And she asked why. Is there more evil men now, or were their minds poisoned by pornography? Child, Mr. Jingle spoke and agreed with him. He said he'd been there 14 years, and when he told them that he didn't remember killing those kids, they said he had a psychotic break, that he was evil and the worst kind of human being. She said if she tells them that he had a trigger, so he said she tells him that he was triggered. So he said maybe it's not all my fault then. She said no. Then he says he did like to help her, but how? And she said we can't do it from inside these gates. We got to get you out and free. She said she needed him to study. She needs to study him in his natural habitat. Then she showed him the newspaper clipping Dr. Hobble found in his cell tucked between the mattress when he escaped up against the wall. It's the newspaper article stating that they are reopening the camp. He said just looking at that picture of Margaret's face on that article, he admits he just wants to stab her over and over again. He said he can't go back there. He knows he'd kill again. And Donna, a.k.a. Rita, said sometimes sacrifices need to be made in the name of science. She told him, feel her hands. And he did and said they were soft. And she started talking about cracking the code and started to rehabilitate people early on if they can get a grip on what's going on with him. And she said, what if you had the ability to be the last known serial killer? That seemed to intrigue him. Redemption, he said. She said, it's time to stop the violence. And child, he got closer and asked why. Did somebody hurt you? She said she got her own reasons. She rubbed his face and said she doesn't believe anyone is born evil. No one is redeemable. He said he feels like after all these years someone sees him and asks what did he need to do. She said trust his instincts, hold back nothing, and then first they gotta get him out. He needs to kill basically the guard, hit the switch to make the alarm go off, and find the bag with his stuff that she'll have left outside, and then meet her at the camp. Child, we see this white lady with this nurse Rita on the left side of her outfit driving down the road, and she notices that she's being followed. She then pulls over to what seems to be an abandoned gas station, but I guess it wasn't. She gets out because they had running water in the bathroom. She gets out and asks Donna can she help her because she's been following her since the highway. Donna says she's trying to get to Camp Redwood. The real Rita apologized and said, well, look, you hear all the time these horror stories, and it always starts off with a woman being followed alone, and then she end up in a trash bag. She apologized to Donna for the way she approached her. She said, she tells Donna, she's headed to Camp Redwood as well, and then asks could she keep an eye on her car so she can go to the ladies' room so that they can convoy up to Camp Redwood together. And Nurse Rita, girl, you in danger. Donna agreed to wait and said us girls got to look out for each other. She feels the reason for all the killings is the access to pornography and the objectability of women. At least that's what Ted Bundy told her. We see Rita go in the bathroom and come out and Donna gone. So she get back in her car and she headed out toward Camp Redwood. Chilling, driving along, listening to Man Eater. Wasn't that John Hall and Don Oates, Hall and Oates? I thought that was them. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the panic for those of y'all who go back there far. But I knew Rita was about to get into some shit. And sure enough, when she stopped at that stop sign, Donna rose up from the back seat of that doggone car she was in with this devilish look in her eye and probably stuck a syringe in her neck. We don't know because we don't see her till later on. Well, we go back to the camp, and Brooke is starting to wake up confused as to why Donna did what she did. She asked her, "What did you give me?" "Oh, girl said a horse tranquilizer. At least that's what I think it was. Hell, I'm not a nurse. My degree in psychology." Then Brooke falls back out, and Donna basically drags her off. Chet passed out, and Ray starts to talk, baby. He said he was in a fraternity, and he said that it was Hell Week. Hell Week is always bad, but it got worse during his junior year. And we go back a year to a party at the fraternity house was having during Hell Week, and they are, forcing the pledges to chug down liquor, even the little Asian recruit who almost upchucked on Ray. So the next step to Hell Week continued, with them being led into a room where folks is drinking and basically jerking each other off, literally. The Asian kid felt like he needed to upchuck, so Ray take him out and tell him, "Man, you gotta do better. Guys like us have to work twice as hard to be accepted," meaning minorities. He gives the Asian kid 10 minutes to get it together, and the dude ended up falling down the stairs. Chang was his name, and he's dead. Another frat brother comes up, sees it, and freaks out a little bit, but Ray said he'd take care of it to keep them all out of prison. He rationalized it as he died by accident, so where shouldn't matter. We see him in this wooded area, right? He got Chang in the car sitting in the driver's side, and we see Ray put the car in drive as Chang is waking up asking what happened. But Ray pushed the car off the cliff. Chang was trying to hold on to Ray and ended up ripping his watch off his arm, but the car went over, and Ray was traumatized so bad by seeing this boy's face every day, he ended up dropping out of college. But he said 3 days ago, the news reported finding Chang's car, and he feels like it's only a matter of time before they find his watch. He ripped off of him as the car was going over, so that's why he's running. Basically, that's why he running. He's saying all that while Chet knocked out. At least he thought. Chet woke up and said that's messed up. Then Ray starts trying to climb out and leave Chet, and Chet begging him not to leave him down there, but Ray got on. Coward ass. Montana, Trevor, and Xavier are about to haul ass, but Xavier wants to go get Margaret. He feels that if he stops one person from being killed, it can make it right in what he feels he's done wrong. He said they saw Jingles. They saw what Jingles did to those teens. Imagine what he'll do to the one person he couldn't kill before. Trevor agreed and wanted to go back and get not only Margaret but Chef Birdie. Then they hear keys, and they go and find the real Nurse Rita, bound and gagged. They try to help her by freeing her, but she's so freaked out. When they let her loose, she ends up running into Mr. Jingles. He walked into the cabin they were in and kills her ass dead as they look from the positions they were in while hiding. Child, he kills her, and they come out shocked, not knowing who this lady is, but they notice that her nurse outfit says Rita. Told you ain't nobody who they say they is. Ray scary ass done ran and left Chet, but he runs into Xavier and them, and they ask him where everybody else is. He said they got attacked at their infirmary, and they scattered. Child, they tell Rita they tell Ray Rita ain't Rita. They found the real Rita bound and gagged, and Jingles ended up killing her. So who's with Brooke is the question. And everybody except Ray wants to go back and get Margaret and Birdie. Trevor asked did he know how to ride a motorcycle. He said yes. So he gave him his keys and told him to go to the call box and call the cops and meet them back at the camp. He told Montana, you go with him and be careful because the throttle on the bike will throw his ass like a wild stallion. So off they go. Now, Mr. Jingles heard Chet yelling, and he heads in that direction, but Xavier finds Chet first, goes into the hole, helps him out, and he tells Xavier, Ray was with me, but he left me here. Xavier said, Ray said that y'all got separated. Chet said Ray got issues, but they heard someone coming, so they hurry. So Xavier lifts him up out the off the spike, and they get him out the hole. But trying to calm him, because once they pulled him up off that spike, of course he's screaming and howling in pain. They see what appears to be Mr. Jingles and decide they need to take him down. Now Chet hurt, Xavier's scared as hell, but Trevor say Jingles' knife versus his muscles, which is what he refers to as guns, he gonna take him on. So we see him go push him into the ditch and the spikes and realizes that they done pushed the wrong person. That ain't Mr. Jingles, child. Mr. Jingles. Ray and Montana make it to the parking lot. Then Richard shows up. Ray recognizes him as the guy that stabbed him, so he takes off on a motorcycle, leaving Montana behind. Scary again. Child, he riding out talking about see you next lifetime, not knowing how correct he is, because Mr. Jingle stepped out into that road and sliced his head completely off. And then after his body and the motorcycle crashes, he heads back toward the camp. Meanwhile, Montana's standing there looking scared as hell as Richard is approaching her with that knife. Then something weird happened. She grabs him, they start kissing. She bites his lip, push him away, and asks him, why is she not dead yet? Child, so Montana ain't who she says she is either. She want Brooke dead. Us, who is the she talking about? Child, ain't nobody who they say they are. And that brings us to the conclusion of yet another episode of American Horror Story 1984. This was Season 9, Episode 3, entitled Slashdance. As always, in closing, remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on the YouTube streets. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the entire episode and as far as the season so far. Let me know. We will talk down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel or my backup channel, Lady Nyca Live, please subscribe to both of the channels and hit your notification bell button, setting them to all so that each and every time I go live or drop a pre-recorded video from either channel, you guys will be notified and you can come over and join in the conversation that's always going on in a live or down in my panel section of my videos. You guys have a great remainder to your, I think today, Wednesday or Thursday, child, day Thursday. Y'all have a great Thursday, and I will see you guys back on Saturday. I will not be on YouTube tomorrow in a content creator fashion, but I'll be supporting some of my faves down here, like Lex Max, Duchess Kelly Love, Spilly Boy, child, Spilly Boy. Baby, did Spilly Boy not let him have it yesterday? Well, I don't indulge in a whole lot of stuff, but I tell you this, for all of y'all content creators that be looking for content sometimes, you might want to jump on that story if your skin thick enough, because, child, you might can get a Google coin off of that, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, y'all have a great Thursday. I'll see you guys Saturday. We're probably going to go live Saturday and just run it for a little while. Plus, I found out some information concerning that judge that in the Amber Geiger trial, how she's being endorsed for re-election by the Dallas police. So I'm wondering, but we're going to dig into that a little bit deeper on Saturday. You guys enjoy your Thursday. Have a blessed Friday. And we will convene back down here, probably on the Lady Nyca Live channel for a live, where we going to talk shit and swallow spit, because that's what we do. All right? Have a good day, you guys. Peace.